Hello guys and dolls, it's me Cora, welcome back. This is my first tutorial in a while. I'm starting to feel a little bit better. I'm definitely wanting to play with makeup again, and I thought let's just do something fun and colorful and bold. I also used my ColourPop eyeshadow, well, I have more than one, but I'm in the process of testing them out and I'm just not really sure how I feel about them yet, so I'm not ready to like make a video committing to how I feel about them and all that nice neat stuff. However, this one in particular, Crinkle, I love this one. So I thought it was a nice little one to pop in the inner little area and give me a little sparkle, a little fun, a little jazz hands for your eyeshadow. If you guys enjoyed this tutorial, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I really appreciate it. It makes me so happy just to have you guys as part of my community, and when you guys comment in the comment section down below and you interact with one another, it just makes me super happy. I'm gonna have a full list of products for you guys at Vintageortacky.com. I'm also gonna have an alternate version of this look with blue lipstick, which actually looks pretty badass. Getting started today, we have my highlight. I'm using a nice matte cream colored highlight. I found that putting the eyeshadow base on all over my lid tends to make just underneath my eyebrow look kind of dry, and that's really not desirable. So I found that just by putting the eyeshadow on first, it gives me a nicer overall effect. My eyeshadow base today is Max Painterly Paint Pot. It cancels out any redness or any kind of veininess or anything in the eyelid, so it kind of gives us a true tone so that whatever eyeshadows we put on top are going to show up a little bit more true to tone instead of having whatever my, natural eyelid color is as a backdrop. I'm using a Julia Petite eyeshadow duo. I think this is called something Rare Earth or something. What's it called? Moving Sand. I obviously didn't know what it was called at all. This is a beautiful, I would call it almost like a brown sugar kind of color. It's so incredibly pigmented. You saw when I was picking it up, I was like kind of shocked by how much product was actually on the brush. So I had to tap it off quite a bit. It blended beautifully. It was so pigmented. I was really happy with this eyeshadow. This was in fact actually the first time I ever touched the eyeshadow to my lids. This was a little bit of a gamble and it turned out well. I love this color. This is one of my favorite eyeshadows. It's very similar to Cork, so if you have something like Cork or even Soba is in that same kind of vein. Those are two MAC eyeshadows, which you can find dupes for MAC eyeshadows very easily just by Googling like dupe for Cork, and there'll be a million search results that come up. Now I'm using some Makeup Forever eyeshadows. I forget the name of this one off the top of my head, so I will definitely have everything linked in the description bar down below for you. I have two now that look kind of like that color, so I'm going to have to make sure that I am linking the correct one, but I promise it will be the correct one when I link it. So I'm just placing that all over the entire center portion of the lid. I'm kind of leaving the inner portion out of it, and I'm going to be applying darker colors in the outer concentration of the crease, so I figured why load up too much product? It's kind of a waste of time. So then I went in with the darker color from the Moving Sand duo thing from Julia Petite. It's a beautiful, do you see how I'm saying that? It's a beautiful color. I'm just putting that in the crease, making it nice and dark. This color is really great. It's pigmented, but it's not as much as the lighter color in the palette. It has enough pigmentation to definitely get the job done in terms of making something smoky. I don't know that this would work all that great as a lid shade because it doesn't have that nice slip to be a lid shade, but they're great little colors like this that are perfect for the job that they're meant for, kind of like contrast eyeshadow. I love contrast as something to build up color in the crease, but it's not that great as a lid shade on itself. Now I'm taking a ColourPop eyeshadow. This is very exciting. I think this is maybe the first time I've used a ColourPop eyeshadow in a tutorial. Typically speaking, I think these go on better when you use your finger rather than a brush. However, I wanted a slightly more concentrated application in the inner corner. I didn't want it to get too messy. It's kind of glittery as it is, which is why I'm having to clean up the fallout. But I thought that using the brush would have given me a little bit of a cleaner result. I did end up blending it out with my finger a little bit as well. And then for foundation, I started out with the Makeup Forever, the new primer, the blue primer. Put that on all over my face. And you'll see how this actually evens out the skin tone a little bit. It does give my skin a little bit of a blue tone, but it's not, sickly blue or anything. It just makes you look very pale, which is the intended effect. Next, I am using the Tarte Maracuja Found Sealer. This is a new product, relatively new speaking, and this is the Found Sealer brush as well. I really wanted to show you guys how this works. This is an interesting foundation. I didn't like the original Maracuja foundation. I didn't think that it worked really well for me. This new formula, the Found Sealer formula, I like actually. I'm quite surprised in myself because I didn't like the previous one. I didn't think I would like this. I will say I do still need concealer. It's not entirely going to cover everything. However, with that said, my skin at this point has been pretty bad because I was very sick and I didn't really take the best care of it, so you can see I'm covering up lots of little spots and things. What I'm doing now is I'm taking a smaller brush and I'm using the Found Sealer as a concealer, so you definitely can use it to go over and build in spots. And as I said, my skin has been kind of a mess because of being sick for so long, and at times I really wasn't taking good care of it because I just was not up to my skincare routine. Kind of just washing my face was all I could do some days. Now I'm going over that with a combination of two different concealers. This is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer and one from NARS, the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I don't remember which color it was that I mixed. I think it might have been vanilla. I honestly don't remember. It doesn't really matter either. Just blending those two together because I like the long wearability of the Pro Longwear, although the Creamy Radiant also lasts really well. But just texture-wise, those two go together. I know like sometimes you mix a product and it doesn't really go. Those ones actually blend together quite well. Now, as you can see here, I'm actually applying a ton of powder to my face. Like I said, my skin just, it hasn't been all that great lately. It's been very blotchy. I have a lot of, you know, skin sins and zits and stuff, so I kind of overdid it a little bit because I wanted that perfect complexion, because I wanted the photos to look great and I didn't want there to be like any kind of weirdness. So that's just sometimes what you have to do, is kind of use more makeup than you would normally when you are sick and you have those skin issues. Or even if you have long-term skin issues, unfortunately, sometimes it's just about, if you want that perfected look, you kind of have to go full coverage. So what I'm doing now is I'm doing my contour. This is the NYX Taupe blush. I know you guys are very anxious for me to start reviewing the contour palettes, the one from Kat Von D and the one from Anastasia. I will be testing those out more, but because I'm just not exactly sure how I feel about them, and at this time when I filmed this I just was going for my go-to makeup, I am using a few new things like the Cantaloupe blush from Laura Geller I just used. This is the NARS powder, which I'm obsessed with. I think it's so fantastic. Oh, if you haven't tried this and you have availability of a NARS counter, go check it out. It's such a cool powder. I love it. I'm obsessed. I use it every time I have to look like super perfect. I'm like, put this powder on. Oh, I look amazing. Thank you. Thank you, NARS. A little bit of brow gel, keep them brows in place. Now I'm taking some blue eyeshadow, also from the Studio Case from Makeup Forever. Really into the Makeup Forever eyeshadows at the moment. I just felt like this needed like a little extra oomph in the outer corner, and that blue I feel really brought it to life. It made the crinkle color make a little bit more sense within the look. Sometimes just tweaking one little thing like that can just completely transform a look. Then a little bit of black eyeliner. We've got the Physicians Formula Eye Booster in Ultra Black. A lot of you mentioned that you buy the black shade and it doesn't turn out right. You gotta buy Ultra Black. It's stupid. They should just sell the Ultra Black and not the black at all, but whatever. Using an Urban Decay 24/7 Velvet Pencil for the inner rim. This is a nice matte. It's like richly matte. I don't know, for some reason in the inner rim I think that looks nice and, well, velvety. It's right there in the title. Hello. I don't know. I decided to use this. I don't have a reason. And I'm also doing the upper tight line, which I don't normally do because I kind of find it a little bit uncomfortable, but occasionally I think that it is necessary for a look. Now I'm using a Stila Stay All Day pencil in turquoise, which is the most amazing, like mint blue green. Oh, I love it. It is amazing. And so I just like that light pop. When I have like the darker colors on top, I like to do something lighter on the bottom. It gives almost like a nice light background for my eyelashes, so then the eyelashes pop more. Now I'm taking a turquoise from the Studio Case, another Makeup Forever eyeshadow. Really getting that to pop. I'm putting that all over the entire lash line, but I am going to end up going back in on the outer corners of the lash line with a darker pencil just to add a little bit of depth, and that will help transition into those top lid shades, which are darker and deeper. Overall, it's just a really great effect. It gives a nice cat eye look to the eye because it kind of sweeps it up. Then I'm just putting that same eyeshadow over the darker. Oh no, I put the darker eyeshadow over the darker liner. Obviously, I don't know what I did. I filmed this 2 weeks ago. And yeah, you can even see how that cat eye kind of starts to take effect. I sweep that up a little bit, really brings that eye up. Adding a little bit more of the Cantaloupe blush. I noticed it was a little bit on the sheer side and I really wanted to bump it up. Especially being blonde, I feel like I need like so much more blush. I feel like blush is a must. And you can see that glow to it here really well. It's beautiful. Alright, so then I'm just doing a little mascara on the bottom. I'm using Clinique Power Lash. I like to start with the bottom lashes. For some reason, if I do those first and then do the top ones, I'm less likely to get like a weird mascara blurby somewhere where it's not supposed to be. I also want to mention that I'm curling my lashes before I apply mascara. This is really important. I know some people do it the opposite way. However, you run the risk of your lashes sticking to the curler and then being pulled out, or just general yuckiness. So I always like to curl and then mascara. That's just my method. You do what works for you. And then filling in my little freckle, always a must. And then kind of wiping away any excess if I got a little messy with it. But the point is to have an organic shape, so I don't ever like it to be like a hard circle. And then I'm applying some lip balm. Actually, I don't love the EOS lip balm, but I have it. I'm trying to use it up. And as it turns out, it's really great for putting on underneath lipsticks in terms of just making them go on really smooth. Or in this case, I was kind of trying to sheer out this lipstick from Butter London. This is Abbey, I think is what it's called. It's a beautiful lipstick color. It's just a nice soft warm rose. A little bit of highlight on the cheeks, never hurt anybody. And this is the Bao Bao Wan beautiful cheek highlighter, Summer Opal. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, I can't even handle it. And I'm just basically putting this on the high planes of the face to add a little pop. Next, I decided to do something different. I put on a different dress, as you guys can see. You guys have already seen me in this dress in another video. When I was done filming, I was like, I wonder what this would look like with blue lipstick. So I just went for it. This is Melt Lipstick and Don't Give a F, or DGAF. And then I put on a little bit of a purpley blue lip liner on the outer edge of my lips to act as a lip liner to kind of clean up the shape. I also had the EOS lip balm underneath the Melt lipstick, just so you know. That's why it went on so well, because those are a little bit on the dry side, so having that super emollient lip balm underneath helps them glide and slide and go on nicely. I like the way that this looks with both different lipsticks. They're both totally different perspectives, different, you know, approaches to beauty. I would love to hear which one you guys prefer. Which one did you like? The more naturalistic lip, the blue lip? I want to hear from you. So that'll do it for this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. It always makes me feel really good to see you guys' interaction in the comments and everything like that. So go ahead and leave me a comment if you have any questions, comments, or concern. Feel free to comment back to one another. It always makes me happy to see you guys interacting. And I also want to mention that I will have an alternate version of this look at Vintageortacky.com with a natural or like normal looking lippy, because obviously blue is not for everyone, and that's okay. That's about it. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Remember to just be yourself. See you. Bye bye bye.